in this computer. Okay, so let's proceed now sa, of course, sa second component natin, which is the prosecution. Again, pag sinabi natin prosecution, that is the second component under the Philippine criminal justice system. Of course, we already discussed the police kagabi. So, continuation na to ng ating CGS. So, para mabigyan kayo ng overall view ng ating discussion. Okay, so kahit, of course, kapag umuwi ako class sa Saturday, so magkakaroon tayo ng whole day lecture. So para matapos na natin ang criminal law and jurisprudence. Okay. Actually, last day, ay hindi, may 2 days pa akong lecture dito sa dito sa Baguio, sa Bicol rather. Okay? So hindi ko pala alam na hindi talaga stable yung connection doon. So let's continue. Okay, so ang prosecution, of course, that is the second component of our criminal justice system. Again, pag sinabi natin prosecution, that is the second component of our Philippine criminal justice system. So it is considered as the arbiter of the law, yung prosecutor natin. So again, considered siya as the what we call the arbiter of law. Wait lang sir. Okay, sige. Okay lang ba yung audio natin na? Please make sure na okay lang. So i-clarify or i-notify yung class kapag hindi. Okay lang ba?
Loud and clear po. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so i-off ko lang yung camera baka nagbabandwidth. Okay, so again, ang prosecution, that is the second component or it is actually the arbiter of law. So actually class, tinuro ko rin to kanina sa mga student natin sa face-to-face. But of course, kung ano yung tinuturo ko sa face-to-face, yun rin yung tinuturo ko sa inyo sa online. Okay. So aside from that, ang tinatawag natin na prosecution, from the word itself, prosecution class, as the component of the CJS, it simply means the filing of criminal action. Again, ulitin natin, pag sinabi natin prosecution class, that is simply means filing of criminal action. So of course, dyan magsa-start class, magpa-file ng criminal action or yung tinatawag natin na complaint. So mamaya, malalaman natin kung saan pinafile yung complaint and information. Okay, so pag sinabi natin inquest proceeding class, trabaho rin yan ni prosecutor o yung under yan sa prosecution service. Pag sinabi kasi natin inquest proceeding class, ginagawa yan class for those person na naaresto without the benefit of warrant of arrest. So meaning, tatanungin ngayon yung police officer kung valid ba or legal ba yung pag-aresto niya sa tao na yon. Kaya yan ang tawag natin inquest proceeding. Okay? So again, ang inquest proceeding, that is done by the prosecutor or the inquest prosecutor class to determine whether or not the validity of arrest is legal or not. Okay, so again, yan yung tinatawag natin na inquest proceeding. So of course, meron tayong mga important consideration dyan. So yan yung tinatawag natin na hindi lahat class ng prosecutor nagkakandak ng inquest proceeding. Okay, so that's why selected lang yung tinatawag natin na nagkakandak ngayon ng inquest proceeding. Okay, so again, ulitin natin. Pag sinabi natin inquest proceeding, of course, that is an inquiry or done by inquest prosecutor class to determine whether or not the arrest is valid or legal. So, doon malalaman ng prosecutor class kung valid ba or legal yung pag-aresto ng police officer or arresting officer for those person class na naaresto without the benefit of warrant of arrest. So meaning, sa time na na-aresto yung tao na yon, walang dalang warrant of arrest yung police officer. So that's why it is subjected for inquest proceeding para malaman kung legal ba or valid ba yung pag-aresto sa tao na yon. Of course, kapag invalid class kung illegal yung pag-aresto sa kanya, of course, i-dismiss ngayon ni prosecutor yung kaso. Okay? Actually, class at time or sa stage pa lang ni prosecutor, pwede niya na actually i-dismiss yung kaso. Of course, ibang usapan naman pagpunta naman kay judge kasi of course ang judge will personally examine yung tinatawag natin na information na pinafile doon sa kanya sa korte. So again, ang inquest proceeding, ginagawa niya ng inquest prosecutor class to determine whether or not the validity of the arrest was legal or valid. So yun yung tinatawag natin na inquest proceeding. Nakuha ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you for the response. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Okay, so we have now the preliminary investigation. Okay, so yung iba kasi hindi pa daw makapasok. Okay. Okay, so pag sinabi natin, okay, 1, 2, 3, ilan sila? 36 participants class. Okay, so pag sinabi natin preliminary investigation, of course, ang pinaka-purpose class ng preliminary investigation is to determine whether or not the probable cause is present. So pag sinabi natin PI or preliminary investigation, tandaan nyo lang yung acronym or yung keyword natin na inquiry. So again, pag sinabi natin preliminary investigation, it is an inquiry to determine or to ascertain whether or not the probable cause is present. So bakit importante yung tinatawag natin na probable cause? Ang probable cause class, tandaan nyo lang, kasi ang haba ng definition ng probable cause. So tandaan nyo lang, sa probable cause, it is the existence of facts. Again, pag sinabi natin probable cause, that is the existence of facts to engender a well-founded belief that a crime has been committed and the person must be probably guilty thereof. And of course, for that reason, he or she will be held for trial. Pero ang haba ng definition ng probable cause. So tandaan niyo lang yung tinatawag natin na existence of facts or there is a legal grounds na pwede nating filean ng kaso yung tao na yun. So yun yung tinatawag natin na PI or preliminary investigation. Again, kailangan natin ng preliminary investigation para malaman kung merong probable cause or wala yung pag-file ng kaso sa isang tao. Take note class, ang preliminary investigation is a matter of right kapag yung na-charge sa kanya is at least 421. Okay, ano yung 421 na yun? So again, yung penalty prescribed sa offense or crime na nakomit niya is at least 421. 4 years, 2 months, and 1 day without regard to fine. Ibig sabihin, kapag ganun ang penalty mo class, you can request or it is your right to request for preliminary investigation or PI. Okay? Kasi nga, of course, doon natin malalaman kung meron ba talagang probable cause or wala yung nagawang krimen. So, of course, kapag merong probable cause, the judge will issue ngayon yung tinatawag natin na warrant of arrest para makuha yung custody sa tao na yon. Nakuha niyo? Nakuha ba class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ayan. So sabihan niyo ako kapag hindi clear para ano natin. Okay, sige. Of course, ayan class. So sa haba-haba ng definition ng probable cause, so tandaan niyo lang yung tinatawag natin na existence of facts. Again, pag sinabi natin probable cause, that is the existence of facts or there is a sufficient ground to engender or file natin ang kaso ngayon, yung tao na yon. O yung taong nagkasala. So, sa haba ng definition class, so tandaan nyo lang yung existence of facts. Okay, so let's proceed now on the next presentation. So at ito yung mga roles class ng prosecutor. Of course class, to conduct preliminary investigation. So yan yung isang role ni prosecutor. Okay, again, ito yung mga roles ng prosecutor natin. Number 1 dyan, siya yung inaatasan ng batas natin to conduct preliminary investigation or PI na tinatawag natin. Okay, so of course, aside from that, meron na siyang trabaho na to make proper recommendation during the inquest of this the suspect. So yan yung trabaho rin ni prosecutor to represent the government or state during the prosecution of the case against the accused. Of course, kasi kapag you are a prosecutor, you are always in favor of the victim, okay, in favor of the government. Okay. Sir, paano pa pag bumaba sa 421? Okay, pag bumaba sa 421 class, of course, hindi mo na kailangan ng preliminary investigation. Ang tawag doon, class, is tinatawag natin na preliminary inquiry. Okay? Yun yung ginagawa ni judge. Okay, so ayan, na-type ko na. Kasi again, under the old rule, yung judge, pwede siya mag-conduct ng tinatawag natin na preliminary investigation. But of course, binago na yan ng Supreme Court. Ang Supreme Court ngayon, class, pinagbabawal na yung pag-conduct ng judge natin to conduct preliminary investigation. So kapag bumaba, class, sa 421, ang ginagawa or ang gawain ng judge is preliminary inquiry. Kasi ang tinatawag natin, class, na PI or preliminary investigation, gawain yan ng prosecutor. Nakuha ninyo? Nakuha ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yan. Okay. So again dapat settled na yan. Ang trabaho ni prosecutor is to conduct preliminary investigation. Of course, ang gawain naman ni judge is to conduct yung tinatawag natin, class, na preliminary inquiry. PI rin siya pero inquiry yung I niya, class. Okay. Of course, to act as a legal officer, the province, city, in the absence of its legal officer, to investigate yung mga administrative cases filed against mga state prosecutors, provincial prosecutors, including the support staff of the National Prosecution Service or the NPS. Okay. So, yan. Okay. Ano naman kailan sa ano naman na? Explanatory. Okay. So, wait lang, guys. Okay. Nakasik na siya. Okay, so let's continue, class. So yung difference between complaint and information. So ano ba yung kaibahan ng complaint sa information? So ganito, class, ganito lang kasimple. Pag sinabi nating complaint, okay, so tandaan niyo, pag sinabi nating complaint, wait lang, may message dito sa chat box. Sorry to interrupt po kung ano sana yung 41 kasi hindi clear. Okay, ang 421, class, okay, ano na yun? Acronym yung gamit natin doon. Okay, baka na-delay yung sa kanya. Pag sinabi natin 421, that is yung 4 that stands for 4 years, ang 2 that is 2 months and 1 day. So again, pag 421, yan lang yung pinakamadali. Ibig sabihin yung acronym. 421, 4 years, 2 months, and 1 day. Ibig sabihin, kapag yung penalty na binigay sa iyo ng korte is 421 or 4 years, 2 months, and 1 day, ibig sabihin, pwede ka ngayon mag-ask ng tinatawag natin na preliminary investigation. Kasi karapatan mo yan na malaman kung merong bang probable cause or wala. Okay, so ganun class ha. Kapag may mga question kayo, you can put it in our comment box or sa comment section natin para ma-address natin right away. Baka hindi rin stable yung connection na iba. Okay. Sige. Okay. Let's differentiate, class. Okay, yung kaibahan. Okay. So, ano yung kaibahan ni complaint versus information? So, pag sinabi natin complaint, class, tandaan niyo yung tinatawag natin na sworn written statement. Pag sinabi natin sworn written statement, of course, ito yung sinumpaang salaysay. Okay? Kaya nga word na sworn. Sworn written statement. Of course, ang complaint, charging a person of an offense or crime. So yan yung nature ng complaint, class. Take note, under the complaint, ang nagsusubscribe dyan or nagsasign yan, tatlo. We have the acronym na OPP. Yung O that stands for offended party, yung isang P that is peace officer at yung isang P pa that is public officer. We're in charge yung mga maintenance of law natin. Again, sa complaint, ang nagsusubscribe dyan is yung OPP, offended party, peace officer, and any public officer. Then of course, class, saan ba natin pinafile ngayon si complaint? Pinafile natin yan siya sa prosecutor's office. Again, pinafile natin ang complaint sa prosecutor's office. Of course, the former name of prosecutor is the fiscal. So that's why, again, ang complaint, that is the sworn written statement, charging a person of an offense, ang nagsusubscribe dyan or nagsasign yan is the offended party, peace officer, or any public officer or yung tinatawag natin na OPP. Then of course, ang complaint, pinafile natin yan sa prosecutor's office. While the information, class, tinatawag natin yan na accusation in writing. Ibig sabihin, you allege a person na nakomit siya ng crime or nakakomit siya ng particular crime. So that's why It is an accusation in writing. Then of course, pag sinabi natin information, charging of course a person of an offense or a particular crime. Take note, sa information ang nagsusubscribe niyan or ang nagsasign niyan is only the prosecutor. Again, ang nagsusubscribe or nagsasign ng tinatawag na information is only the prosecutor. And saan naman natin ngayon pinafiled si information? Pinafiled natin yan siya sa korte. Kung titingnan ninyo, ano ba talaga ang pakaibahan ni complaint and information at ano yung common denominator nila? Tandaan ninyo, ang complaint, para hindi kayo magkamali, tandaan nyo lang yung keyword na sworn. Okay? Sworn, ibig sabihin sinumpaang salaysay or it is a sworn written statement. While the information is accusation. Again, accusation in writing. Take note class, ang common denominator nila, yung complaint and information, ang purpose niyan is to charge a person of an offense or a crime. Pero, of course, ang nagsusubscribe sa complaint, tatlo. Offended party, peace officer, or any public officer. Then, ang sa information naman, of course, only the prosecutor. Ang complaint, pinafile natin yan before the prosecutor's office. And of course, ang information naman, pinafile natin yan sa korte. Okay, nakuha? Nakuha ba, class? So, nakuha niyo na ngayon. Okay, kung ganun lang kasimple, class, ang kaibahan ni complaint and information. So, I hope wala na kayong dyan, wala na kayong question. Okay. Then, of course, dito tayo. Okay, so what is the highest trial court in the Philippines? Again, what is the highest trial court in the Philippines? Letter A, MTC. Letter B, CA. Letter C, Supreme Court. And letter D, RTC. Okay, so dapat walang magkamali dito ha. O bakit may nagkamali pa rin? Iba-iba yung mga sagot ninyo. Sige, lahat ng participants natin, you can participate. Okay. So ano yung reason, class, bakit nagkamali kayo? Ang question niya, class, tandaan niyo, ang question niya dito is the highest trial court. Ang tanong niya, what is the highest trial court in the Philippines? Bakit ba? Nagkakandak ba ng trial and hearing si Supreme Court and Court of Appeals? Of course, hindi, class. Okay? Ang ginagawa ni Supreme Court and Court of Appeals, class, is the automatic review of the case na nanggaling ngayon sa mababa. So again, tandaan niyo, what is the highest trial court in the Philippines? That is the regional trial court. Pero of course, kapag ganito yung tanong on the next sub-question natin, class, okay, what is that, ano yung sagot natin dito? What is the highest court in the Philippines? Again, what is the highest court in the Philippines? Okay, so ayan, titingnan natin kung ano yung ginagawa ninyo. Okay, so dapat walang magkamali dito, class. Okay, one. Okay, so let's try to answer this one. So what is the highest court in the Philippines? So that's the time, isasagot nyo na ngayon si Supreme Court. Again, kapag tinanong, what is the highest court in the Philippines? Ang sagot dyan, walang iba, kundi sa Supreme Court. Kasi ang Supreme Court is the highest court or the highest court of the land. While ang kapag tinanong naman, class, what is the highest trial court in the Philippines? Ang sagot natin dyan is the Regional Trial Court or the RTC. Kasi nga, si Court of Appeals and si Supreme Court, class, ang gawain nila is automatic review of the case. Ulitin ko, si Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court, ang gawain nila, class, is the automatic review of the case. So meaning, hindi sila nagkakandak ng trial and hearing. Whereas, yung RTC, siya yung pinaka highest trial court in the Philippines kasi of course kasunod si MTC. So again, class, it is very basic question but of course marami nagkakamali. Again, ulitin ko, what is the highest trial court in the Philippines? That is Regional Trial Court or yung former name niya is the Court of First Instance. But of course, kapag tinanong what is the highest court in the Philippines, walang iba kundi that is Supreme Court. Take note, class, ang Supreme Court, that is the only constitutional court in the country. So meaning, siya lang yung iisang korte na nag-create or yung tinatawag natin na created by the Constitution. So that's why ang tinatawag natin na highest court in the Philippines, that is Supreme Court or SC. Okay, nakuha ba?
Yes, sir.
Dito naman tayo class sa next question. Okay, so the following are statutory courts exempt. Letter A, MTC, letter B, RTC, letter C, SC, and letter D, Court of Appeals. Sige, you can start answering class. Okay, sige, let's answer this one. Okay. Sige. So the question is, the following are statutory courts except. Again, ulitin ko. The following are statutory courts except. Of course, ang hinahanap niya is the exemption. Ang choices niya, of course, we have MPC, RTC, Supreme Court, and Court of Appeals. Ang sagot natin dyan is the Supreme Court or SC. Kasi again, ulitin ko, ang Supreme Court, that is the only constitutional court in the country. Created, of course, by the Constitution, specifically the 1987 Constitution. Yung Court of Appeals, RTC, MTC, or Court of Appeals down to the MTC class, that is known as the statutory courts. Bakit kaya tinawag natin yan na statutory courts? Of course, it is created by statute or it is created by special laws or the special penal laws. Okay? So yan yung tinatawag natin na yung statutory court. So sino ngayon yung tinatawag natin na statutory court? So of course, ang nag-create yan class is yung tinatawag natin na BP 129. Yung BP 129, of course, that is batas pambansa bilang 129. That is the Judiciary Reorganization Act of 1980, creating the Court of Appeals, RTC, MTC, MCTC, and so on. So yung tawag natin sa CA, RTC, MTC, and so on, ang tawag natin kayong klase are statutory courts. Kasi again, yung nag-create niyan is statute or special law. Kaya again, yung tinatawag natin na Supreme Court that is considered as the only constitutional court in the country. So I hope it's clear. So i-explain natin to class one by one. So ang Supreme Court class that is considered as an appellate court. Okay? Consider niyan sa class an appellate court. So meaning, nagkakandak siya ngayon ng appeal. Okay? Na nanggaling sa, of course, sa Court of Appeals. Ang Supreme Court class, tinatawag din natin yan as a review court. Kasi ang gawain niya class is the automatic review of the case. Okay? So meaning, hindi siya magkakandak ng trial and hearing. Ang gawain niya is the automatic review of the case. Tinawag rin natin yan na regular court kasi nga, okay, in times of peace and in times of war, ang Supreme Court class is still operational. And ang Supreme Court, it is considered as the only constitutional court in the country na created, of course, by the Constitution. Ang Supreme Court class, that is composed of 15 justices, 1 Chief Justice, and 14 Associate Justices. Ang Supreme Court class, that is the highest court in the Philippines. Again, ang Supreme Court, that is the highest court in the Philippines. But of course, ang Court of Appeals, that is composed of 69 justices, 1 presiding judge, and of course, 68 associate justices. And of course, ang nag-create sa kanilang class is the BP 129 or the Batas Bilang Pamansa 129 or the Judiciary Reorganization Act of 1980. Create niya class yung Court of Appeals baba sa MPC. Or of course, ang tawag natin sa mga courts na yan, aside sa Supreme Court, are statutory courts. Of course, we have the regional trial court class. Ang regional trial court, of course, that is the court of first instance for its former name. And take note ang regional trial court class, that is the highest trial court in the Philippines. Of course, meron silang jurisdiction to settle cases yung more than 6 years yung punishment or penalty provided for by the law. Nakuha ninyo? Nakuha ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I hope lahat ng tinuturo ko class nakuha ninyo. Okay, next. Okay, so we have the level of courts class. Of course, pag tinanong sa board exam, what is the first level court? Of course, we have the MTC, MCTC, MPCC. Pag nakita nyo class, kapag tinanong, bakit meron tayong tinatawag na Municipal Circuit Trial Court? So meaning class, yung dalawang municipality or tatlong municipalities are sharing one or the same municipal trial court. Kaya nagkaroon ng term na Municipal Circuit Trial Court. Again, ang level of courts natin, ang first level, we have the MTC, MCTC, MPCC. Ang second level court natin, class, we have the Regional Trial Court or the RTC. Ang third level court, we have the Court of Appeals. And of course, ang pinakalas natin is the fourth level court. Kaya kapag natalo ka, class, sa kaso sa MTC, of course, no choice ka, itatas mo yan ngayon sa RTC. Kapag natalo ka sa RTC, iakyat mo yan ngayon sa CA. And of course, kapag natalo ka sa Court of Appeals, iakyat mo yan ngayon sa Supreme Court. Kaya kapag natalo ka sa Supreme Court, wala ka nang akyatan, class. Sa langit na lang umakyat. Okay, so yan yung level of courts in the Philippines. Okay. Okay, next tayo. So meron tayong tinatawag, class, na Court of Tax Appeals. Of course, they're in charge, class, to settle cases kapag pag-uusapan naman natin yung mga tax evasion cases or simply not paying taxes. Then of course, yung mga Sharia courts, yung sa Muslim law or yung Presidential Decree 1083 or yung Code of Muslim and Penal Laws. Okay, so yun, yung kanilang jurisdiction. Okay, meron tayong tinatawag, class, na quasi-courts. Ang quasi-courts, class, they are not actually courts but they conduct trial and hearing. Ulitin ko. Pag sinabi natin quasi-courts, okay, so we have what we call the quasi-courts. Okay, wait lang. So again, so we have the quasi-courts. Tandaan niyo, pag sinabi natin quasi-courts, they are not actually courts but they conduct trial and hearing. Ulitin ko para mas maintindihan niyo. Pag sinabi natin quasi-courts, that is, they are not actually courts but they conducted trial and hearing. So halimbawa, we have the COMELEC. Okay, ang COMELEC, of course, they conduct yung mga election-related cases. So they conduct trial and hearing to resolve yung mga isinampa o yung mga election-related cases. So yun yung mga tinatawag natin, class, na quasi-courts. Of course, marami pa. NAPOLCOM, Civil Service Commission, or any agencies, class, na outside, of course, hindi kasali doon sa judicial process natin na nagkakandak ng trial and hearing. So yan yung tinatawag natin na quasi-courts. Okay? Ibig sabihin, class, hindi. Yung process, class, hindi the same sa tinatawag natin niya judicial courts. Kasi yung mga judicial courts, of course, we have the MTCs, RTCs, and so on. So again, pag sinabi natin quasi-courts, they are not actually courts, but they conduct trial and hearing. Nakuha ninyo? Nakuha ba, class? Okay. Nasim? Yes, Nasim?
Sir, tanong ko lang po.
Yes?
If ever, like sir, if ever po ba sa decision like sa Sandigan Bayan and COMELEC, on that case po, same as po ba din sa court? Pag executory po ba, di ba, sa COMELEC po, executory na po agad yan pag yung decision nila. Can I make kunwari, gusto ko siya itaas sa i-appeal, example sir, appealable po ba yung mga decisions din nila po doon? Parang same sa MTC,
Hindi.
pag hindi ka contented, pwede ka mag-RTC.
Hindi
Sa
po. Hindi yan
hindi
siya
siya.
appealable. Hindi. Kasi nga tinawag siya quasi-courts. Hindi niya pwedeng mag-appeal ka sa ibang korte. Kasi nga outside. Ibig sabihin, hindi na sila kasali sa judicial process natin. Kumbaga, binigyan na sila ng kapangyarihan in their own, of course, in their own regards na pwede sila mag-settle ng mga kaso within that. Ang NAPOLCOM, kapag may i-discharge na police officer, pwede sila mag-settle sa Civil Service Commission. sa COMELEC, and of course other agencies class. Pero hindi na pwedeng iakyat yung class kapag tinatawag natin matalo sila doon. Kasi nga, from the word itself, quasi-courts. Of course, hindi sila korte class. Binigyan na sila ng kapangyarihan or meron silang kapangyarihan class in their own regards na mag-conduct ng trial and hearing. Pero whatever the result, mananatili lang doon sa kanila class. So gano'n na. So yun yung tinatawag natin na quasi-courts. Okay, very good. So maganda yung tanong ni Sir. Okay, so gano'n na. So magtanong kayo class para masagot natin. Para clear na rin. Okay. Okay, ask lang sir ilang milyon dapat or salary grade ang pwede i-cut ng Sandigan Bayan. Pupunta rin tayo doon class. Okay, tandaan niyo ang jurisdiction ng Sandigan Bayan class, yung sinatawag natin na salary grade 27. So okay, ano lang yan, preliminaries lang to. Kasi ang Sandigan Bayan, ma-explain natin sa criminal procedure yung jurisdiction nila. So hindi ibig sabihin na public officer employee class, papasok na agad sa Sandigan Bayan. Okay, so dito natin ma-explain yan sa court. Kung hindi natin madaanan dito, of course, papasok yan sa criminal procedure. Take note, class, na hindi lahat ng public officer employee automatic kapag na-involve sa corruption, hindi automatic na pupunta yan sa Sandigan Bayan or sa SB. Mag-determine pala or ang pagbabasihan pa rin natin dyan is yung tinatawag natin na salary grade. Okay, halimbawa yung patrolman at patrolwoman, kapag na-involve din sila sa corruption or any graft and corruption cases, hindi yan siya papasok sa Sandigan Bayan. Of course, yan yung pag-uusapan natin as we go on with our discussion. Okay, so pag sinabi natin court, that is the guardian of law as the third component. Again, ang court class, that is the guardian of law as the third component of our criminal justice system. So ang court class, tandaan nyo lang yung term or acronym natin na the organ of the government. Again, the organ of the government wherein it is also a body to which the public administration of justice is delegated. So sa haba-haba ng definition ng court class, ang tandaan nyo lang dyan is what we call the organ of the government. Pag sinabi naman nating judge, of course, yan yung tinatawag natin an officer who presides in some cases or to preside and administer the law or the court of justice. So, of course, pag sinabi nating jurisdiction class, there is the power and authority of the court to hear, try, and decide cases and to settle disputes and actual controversies. Okay. So yan yung tinatawag natin na jurisdiction. Okay, so let's differentiate class yung tinatawag natin na jurisdiction and of course, yung kasunod niya, yung tinatawag natin na venue. So mamaya para mas mabigyan kayo ng overall. Okay, kung ano ba yung difference between the two. Again, pag sinabi natin jurisdiction, juris means law. Ang diction naman, I speak of law. So meaning, I speak of law, yan yung literal definition ng jurisdiction. So from the word itself, jurisdiction or I speak of law, ibig sabihin ng jurisdiction class, it is the innate power and authority. Sino yung may kapangyarihan? Of course, yung korte class to settle and to decide cases or of course to settle actual controversies. So yan yung tinatawag natin na jurisdiction. Halimbawa, on the murder case, okay, that is punishable or yung penalty niya is 6 years up. Okay, di ba? 6 years up yung punishable or penalty na binibigay ng korte natin of course ang murder. So of course, ang may jurisdiction dyan class, kapag 6 years up, that is the jurisdiction now of the Regional Trial Court or the RTC. So ang mangyayari ngayon, ano naman si venue? Pag sinabi natin venue class, tandaan nyo lang, it is a geographical division. Again, it is the geographical division or it is the place or it is the situs where the trial and hearing should take place. Again, pag sinabi natin venue, it is the geographical division, it is the place where the trial and hearing should take place. So paano natin ngayon ma-determine ang venue? So that is very basic. Ma-determine natin class ang trial and hearing, kung saan gaganapin yung trial and hearing, where the crime happened. So it will determine automatically the venue. So halimbawa, nangyari yung murder case sa tawag natin na sa Bicol. Okay, so halimbawa sa Camarines
Sir, excuse sir. Ang slide po sir naiwan.
Ay, naiwan sir. Wait lang, tingnan ko. Wait, hindi, wala akong venue class, wala akong venue. In-insert ko lang. Hindi ko talaga na-move class. Ano nakikita niyo sa screen? Jurisdiction?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wala. Actually, ang venue, i-insert ko lang yon para mas madali ninyong maano. Actually, hindi ko talaga ginawan dyan. Okay, hanggang jurisdiction lang. Okay, nabigla ako ba? Akala ko nawala. Okay, so actually, class, i-insert ko lang yon. Okay, so, ano ninyo? Okay ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, actually insert ko lang yung venue para mas maintindihan niyo. So again, ulitin natin. Kanina sabi ko yung murder case, okay, yung murder case class nangyari ngayon sa Bicol. 'Di ba? Ang may jurisdiction doon class is the Regional Trial Court. So saan ngayon, sir, ang tinatawag natin na trial and hearing? Of course, ang trial and hearing class gaganapin 'yan sa Bicol rin or sa tinatawag natin na RTC branch or sa Bicol. So yun yung tinatawag natin na jurisdiction and venue. So again, ulitin natin ang jurisdiction, that is the power and authority of the court to hear, try, and decide cases or to settle disputes and actual controversies. So yan yung tinatawag natin na jurisdiction. Okay. So let's proceed now sa tinatawag natin na general functions of court in relations to the criminal justice system. Of course, they have the right to protect the rights of the accused, to determine by all legal means whether a person is guilty of a crime. Then of course, third, to dispose properly of those convicted of the crimes, to protect the society and to reduce criminal behavior. But of course, class, that is already a self-explanatory. So kahit basahin nyo yan, makukuha nyo na agad. Okay, next tayo. Okay, so the importance of courts in the administration of justice. Okay, so what is the importance of court in the administration of justice? Of course, the final arbiter of all disputes involving violations of criminal law. So sila yung kapag hindi ma-settle yan sa barangay class or sa barangay level, of course, ang ipupunta natin yan class sa korte. Kasi nga ang korte lang yung makakapagsasabi or may final say class whether or not the person should be held for trial or pwede nating sabihin na guilty siya beyond reasonable doubt. Okay. Next, of course, meron tayong tinatawag na how may jurisdiction over the person be acquired. So, sige nga, ilagay nyo sa comment section class paano natin makuha yung jurisdiction over the person. Sige, ano lang, idea nyo lang. Ilagay nyo sa comment section. Okay, so how may jurisdiction over the person over the person of the accused acquired? Of course, number one dyan class, meron tayong tinatawag, ma-acquire natin yung jurisdiction class by his or her arrest. Ibig sabihin, kapag na-arresto natin yung class, ibig sabihin nakuha na natin yung jurisdiction over the person. Of course, paano natin ma-arresto yung tao? Of course, by actual restraint. Okay? By actual restraint class, yan yung tinatawag natin paano natin makuha yung jurisdiction over the person. Second class, of course, meron tayong tinatawag by his or her voluntarily submission to the authorities. Kapag nag-voluntary surrender sa class, of course, wala na tayong gagawin. Of course, nakuha na natin yung custody or yung jurisdiction over the person. Of course, in the case of People versus Merisian class. Okay? So, under the criminal procedure. Ulitin ko, paano natin ma-acquire yung jurisdiction over the person of the accused? Number one, by his arrest, yung tinatawag natin na actual restraint. Okay, so yung pag-aresto talaga sa kanya or by his voluntarily submission. So mas maganda yun class. Hindi na niya pinahirapan ang authorities or hindi na kayo pinahirapan sa paghanap sa kanya. Okay, so yan yung tinatawag natin na how jurisdiction is acquired. Okay, of course class, dito na tayo ngayon sa venue. Actually, na-explain ko na to. Ulitin natin, pag sinabi natin venue, it refers to the place. Okay, it refers to the place where that the trial and hearing should took place. Okay, ulitin natin. Pag sinabi natin venue, it refers to the geographical division, or it is the place, it is the location, or it is the site where the case is to be held. Ibig sabihin, where the trial and hearing should took place. Paano natin ngayon madidetermine ang tinatawag natin na venue? Okay, simple lang yan. Yung trial and hearing, kung saan gaganapin yung trial and hearing, of course, kung saan nangyari or saan nag-took place yung crime class, it will determine automatically yung venue ng trial and hearing. So yun yung tanan niyo ha. It is the geographical division, it is the place, or it is the location, or it is the site where the trial and hearing should took place. Okay, yung mga merits ng evidence. So doon natin i-resolve yan ngayon sa tinatawag natin na venue. Okay, geographical division, place, location, or site where the trial and hearing should took place. Okay, nakuha ninyo? Naintindihan ba? Naintindihan, class? Okay, sige. Thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you. So isa-isa natin ngayon, class, ang jurisdiction ng tinatawag natin na every courts. Okay, so let's start with the jurisdiction, class, ng Municipal Trial Court, Municipal Circuit Trial Court, or of course yung mga Metropolitan Trial Court. Ang original jurisdiction nila, class, in violation of course yung city and municipal ordinances. Again, sakop or original jurisdiction ng MTC, yung mga violations of city or municipal ordinances. Aside from that, yung mga offenses punishable of imprisonment not exceeding 6 years, of course, irrespective to the amount of fine, automatically that is the original jurisdiction of the MTC. Again, ulitin po, letter A, violation of the city or municipal ordinance, that is the original jurisdiction of the MTC. Yung mga offenses wherein yung punishable crimes or punishable imprisonment is not more than or not exceeding 6 years, that is the original jurisdiction of what we call the MTC. Of course, yung mga damage of property because of criminal negligence, papasok yan sa municipal trial court. Jurisdiction niya rin yan. Okay, so yun yung jurisdiction, class, ng MTC. Okay, so again, all violation of city or municipal ordinances, all offenses punishable with the imprisonment not exceeding 6 years, and of course, yung mga damage to property through criminal negligence. Okay, so yun yung example, class, or jurisdiction or kapangyarihan ng MTC to settle those cases under their jurisdiction. Okay, so nakuha ba? Ay, dito. Okay. Nakuha?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So, let's proceed now sa tinatawag natin na RTC. Wait lang nga. Okay, yung coffee ko kasi na. Okay, so let's proceed now, class, sa tinatawag natin na RTC. So ano nga pangalan ulit ni RTC, class? Pakilagay nga sa comment section. So anong tawag natin kay RTC before tayo nagkaroon ng RTC? Anong tawag natin sa kanya? Okay, so as a recall lang. Okay, so anong tawag natin kay RTC before? Sige, ang tawag natin kay RTC, of course, class, that is the Court of First Instance. Okay, Regions of Trial Court. Bakit may sumagot ng Regions of Trial Court? Okay, so ang RTC, okay, so ayan, wait lang. Okay, so again, pag sinabi nating RTC, class, or the Regional Trial Court, ang jurisdiction na, class, or yung original jurisdiction niya, class, yung mga crimes exceeding 6 years, that is the jurisdiction of Regional Trial Court or the RTC. Of course, class, yung mga crimes not covered under the jurisdiction of Sandigan Bayan or SB, papasok yan ngayon sa tinatawag natin na Regional Trial Court. Of course, yan yung pinaka-basic na jurisdiction ng RTC. Okay, dito tayo, class. So, let's answer this question. Okay, so PO1, Cardo Dalisay, involved in corruption. So, who has jurisdiction over his case? Again, sino yung may jurisdiction over ng case? Yung patrolman. Patrolman yan class ha, so PO1 before kasi. So, sino yung may jurisdiction over the case?
Nawala po yung ano, sir, boses mo.
Nakamute ka po, sir.
Ay, sorry. Akala. Kaya pala, sabi ko hindi ko na narinig. So again, so PO1 or patrolman Cardo Dalisay involved in corruption, who has jurisdiction over his case? Ang sagot natin dyan class, that is RTC. Again, si RTC class kasi nga, magkano bang sahod ni PO1 class or patrolman sa ngayon? Salary grade 27 ba sila? Of course, hindi class.
29 po.
Okay, 29,000 yung sahod niya pero hindi yan siya salary grade 27. Okay, so that's why hindi yan jurisdiction ngayon ni Sandigan Bayan. So ang salary grade 27 class, of course, yung mga matataas na opisyal na natin sa government. So ganun class hindi ibig sabihin na na-involve siya sa corruption, automatic jurisdiction na siya ngayon ni Regional Trial Court or the RTC, ay ni Sandigan Bayan rather. So ganun yung tandaan ninyo class sa board exam. Simple lang yung mga tanungan but it is tricky. Okay, so dito tayo class sa Sandigan Bayan. So ano yung jurisdiction ngayon ni Sandigan Bayan? Yung SB class, ang original jurisdiction nila class is yung tinatawag natin na of course they are tasked to settle yung cases na tinatawag natin what is this? Yung Republic Act 3019. Again, sa Sandigan Bayan, of course, yung original jurisdiction nila, yung mga violations of Republic Act 3019, yung Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. So that is the original jurisdiction now of Sandigan Bayan. Of course, yung Republic Act 1379, yung mga unexplained wealth act, of course, and other criminalities. And of course, number one dyan, aside from that, jurisdiction rin ng Sandigan Bayan yung mga officials o executive branch of the government class kung saan ino-occupy nila yung government positions. Then may mga positions sila na director and higher wherein yung sahod nila class is classified as salary grade 27 and higher. Again, number one, yung mga officials of the executive branch of the government wherein yung kanilang salary grade is salary grade 27 and higher. So that is the jurisdiction of Sandigan Bayan once they committed a crime or they involved in any corrupt practices act. And of course, yung mga kapag pag-uusapan naman natin yung Philippine Army and Air Force, yun ba, yung nag-occupy ng mga position class ng mga colonel, mga captain, yung mga naval captain, and of course, yung mga all officers of the higher rank, that is the jurisdiction of Sandigan Bayan. And of course, pag pupunta naman tayo sa Philippine National Police or sa yung mga officers natin class in the PNP, yung mga director, and of course, yung mga may mga rank na mga higher ranks, that is the jurisdiction of Sandigan Bayan once they are involved in corruption. So, hindi basis or hindi basihan class yung tinatawag natin na you are a public officer or employee. Once na-involve ka, hindi yan automatic sa Sandigan Bayan. Again, ang first natin na consideration ang dapat ninyong malaman class, when that officer or public officer employee, meron siyang classification or salary classification na salary grade 27 and higher. So that is the jurisdiction of Sandigan Bayan. Again, ang original jurisdiction talaga ng Sandigan Bayan is to settle cases on the violations of Republic Act 3019, yung mga anti-graft and corrupt practices. Tandaan ninyo, salary grade 27. So, halimbawa, kapag si patrolman, patrolwoman yung na-involved sa corruption, of course, hindi yan magiging jurisdiction ngayon ni Sandigan Bayan. Okay. So, ang salary grade 27 class, so nasa ano na yan? Ngayon kasi, iniba na yung salary grade, tumaas na. Dati, kapag lieutenant ka or police lieutenant, papasok ka ngayon sa Sandigan Bayan. Pero ngayon, tinaas na. Okay, Likama. Okay, nasa major na class actually. So actually class, na-post ko yan sa Facebook. Sige lang, ipopost ko mamaya or isasend ko mamaya yung salary grade. Kasi actually sa page ko yan nakikita ng lahat yung salary grade. So ano lang, i-update ko lang yung salary grade para maano yung class. Makita ninyo mamaya kung saan, kung sino yung pwede nating file ng kaso under the PNP. Pero class, of course, ang itatanong nila dyan sa board exam, pwede bang sampahan ng kaso ang PO1 under the Sandigan Bayan? So, of course, hindi class. So, ganun lang kasimple yung class. Kasi basic lang naman ang tatanong nila sa board exam. So, of course, yung iba hindi nila alam yung salary grade, but of course, class, sa inyo, dapat nyo malaman yan para it is your advantage to the other examinees. Okay. So, of course, class, dito na tayo, class, sa jurisdiction ngayon ni Court of Appeals. Okay, ang Court of Appeals, class, ang original jurisdiction nila, of course, they are considered, class, an appellate jurisdiction. Okay, appellate jurisdiction, class, ibig sabihin, tumatanggap sila ngayon ng appeal. Okay, so tandaan niyo ang okay, again, pag sinabi natin Court of Appeals, class, they are an appellate jurisdictions. Ibig sabihin, tumatanggap sila ng appeal or judgment from the RTC or the Regional Trial Court. So yan yung trabaho ng CA. Okay, so of course, class, doon tayo. Okay, again, so actually, class, yan lang yung overview ng jurisdiction ng Court of Appeals kasi may explain na rin natin yan doon sa criminal procedure. Mas detailed pa. Kasi of course, ang PCGS yan, hindi naman center. Binigyan ko lang kayo ng overview kung anong mangyayari doon or ano yung mga detailed discussion natin ng criminal procedure. But then again, ang pinaka-primary o yung appellate jurisdiction ng Court of Appeals is to settle yung mga decision or judgment made by the RTC. Okay. Next. Okay, so we have the Supreme Court or the SC. Okay, ang Supreme Court, of course, meron silang appellate jurisdiction class kasi again, tinawag sila ng appellate jurisdiction or tinatawag sila ni SC, ni CA rather, as a review court kasi ang gawain nila is automatic review of the case. Yung mga decisions or judgment class of the Court of Appeals and the Sandigan Bayan class kasi kapag natalo ka class sa RTC, kapag na-involve ka sa corruption, pwede ka mag-appeal ngayon class sa Sandigan Bayan. So yung mga cases class kung saan natalo yung tao sa Sandigan Bayan or sa CA, pwede nilang i-appeal ngayon ang kaso nilang class sa Supreme Court. Okay? Pwede nilang makaso or pwede nilang ikaso yung tinatawag natin or pwede nilang kunin. Pwede nilang i-review yung mga decision class ni CA and of course ni tinatawag natin na Sandigan Bayan. Okay, so yan yung tinatawag natin na Supreme Court. Okay, so ayan. Then of course class, pag sinabi nating judgment, okay, so tandaan nyo sa judgment class it is the adjudication by the court. Again, tama naman yung mga sinasabi nyo na decision, ano pa, this final verdict and so on. But then again, sinabi ng batas natin, pag sinabi natin judgment, that is adjudication by the court, whether the person class or the accused is guilty or not guilty of the offense charge. Again, pag sinabi natin judgment, that is the adjudication by the court, whether the person is guilty or not guilty of the particular crime. Okay, so yan. Then of course, paano natin class pinopromulgate yung judgment? Okay, of course class, by reading it in the presence of the accused and of course, yung judge natin, it was rendered. Of course class, sino ba yung nagbabasa ng tinatawag natin ng judgment? Sige nga, pakibasa ay pakisulat nga sa comment section. Sino ngayon ang nagbibigay or nagbabasa ng promulgation of judgment? Okay, again, sino ngayon yung nagbabasa or nagsusulat ng tinatawag natin na promulgation of judgment? Sige, sa comment section class. Again, sino? Okay, so tingnan ko nga. Clerk of court. Okay, so lahat kayo sumagot. Baka may ibang sagot. Yan, so very good. So ang sagot natin dyan, class, that is clerk of court. Okay, so another question, pwede bang mag-sampa or pwede bang mag-decide si clerk of court sa tinatawag natin na mga kaso? Pwede ba siyang magsampa? Ay, pwede ba siyang mag-decide ng kaso? Yes or no? Again, pwede ba mag-decide ng kaso si clerk of court, class, kapag wala si judge? In behalf of the judge, pwede ba siyang mag-decide ng kaso? Okay, so basically no talaga, class. Hindi pwede. Okay? Of course, class, si clerk of court, class. Okay, isulat ko na lang dito sa tinatawag ay sa baba. Okay, pag sinabi natin clerk of court, okay, clerk of court, he is the second in command in the court system. Again, pag sinabi natin clerk of court, class, siya yung second in command in the court system natin. But then again, he cannot or she cannot decide cases or she cannot settle cases. But of course, nasa ang mga clerk of court natin, they are also lawyers. Mga lawyers rin yan sila, class. So that's why, so sila kapag wala si judge, halimbawa out of town si judge, class, sila yung magbabasa ng mga sakdal. Of course, yung tinatawag natin na judgment or adjudication ng judges natin. Okay, so basically, they are not allowed to render, of course, to render judgment. Okay, so of course, class, kapag yung mga light offense lang naman yung conviction or light offense lang naman yung nakomit, hindi na kailangan, okay, pwedeng hindi na kailangan, class, na nandun present yung accused. Of course, pwede nyo ipadala yung tinatawag natin na counselya or tinatawag natin na representative. Okay, so again, so in a light offense, class, hindi talaga kailangan or required nandoon yung presence ng accused, class, kapag binibigay na or kapag binabasa na yung promulgation of judgment. But of course, kapag serious offense yan, dapat presence talaga or present talaga yung accused natin. Okay? Then of course, kapag ang judge is absent or outside the province or city, the judgment may be promulgated by the clerk of court. Okay, yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Okay, so may explain rin natin yan, class, sa criminal procedure. So kapag acquittal ka, class, ibig sabihin the party or the court fails. Okay, so the finding of not guilty based on the merits. Ibig sabihin hindi kulang or kulang yung mga ebidensya or mga evidence na magpapatunay na nagkasala ka talaga, class, against the Philippine law. So ibig sabihin you are acquitted. The party, whether defense or prosecuting party, fails to establish your guilt. So that's why you are acquitted. Okay, so meaning the accused is acquitted because the evidence does not show that his guilt is beyond reasonable doubt. So that's why you are acquitted of a particular crime. Okay, so yun yung acquittal na tinatawag natin. Okay, so acquittal yun. Okay. Okay, so pag sinabi nating appeal, class, okay, pag sinabi nating appeal, tandaan nyo lang yung keyword natin na ginagamit dyan, that the case is elevated. Again, that is the case is elevated, wherein it is a statutory right, okay, na ginagrant na yung class accused or even the government officials, class, or even the government or the state, class. Yun sa mga appellate court natin. So meaning, ang appeal, it is a statutory right, class, wherein ang kaso mo, class, is i-elevate or iaakyat yan from the lower court hanggang sa makaabot ka sa higher court or ang pinaka-last, of course, yung Supreme Court natin, class, or the SC. Okay, so ang appeal, it is a statutory right granted to the accused or even the government officials, okay, or even the government for proper cases, yung elevation of cases, class, from the lower court hanggang yan sa upper court. So may explain pa natin yan class in criminal procedure in detailed appeal. Okay. So we have the weight or sufficiency of evidence class na kinakailangan to convict a person. Okay? So ano ba yung kailangan natin class to convict a person o yung tinatawag natin na quantum of evidence. Okay? Of course class, number one, we have the what we call the criminal case. In a criminal case, ano ang kailangan natin class? Pakilagay nga sa comment section. Sorry. Ano ang kailangan natin in a criminal case para ma-convict natin yung tao na yon? Okay, so ayan, very good. So kailangan natin ng proof beyond reasonable doubt. Again, kailangan natin ng proof beyond reasonable doubt. So meaning, okay, so proof beyond reasonable doubt. Tandaan nyo class, pag sinabi natin proof beyond reasonable doubt, ibig sabihin nun, dapat na-establish talaga ng korte or he finds or they finds reasonable or exact amount of evidence class na magpatunay na nagkasala talaga yung tao sa batas natin. So yan yung tinatawag natin na criminal case. Kailangan natin ng proof beyond reasonable doubt. Then of course, sa civil case class, kailangan natin ng preponderance of evidence. Again, preponderance of evidence. Ibig sabihin, the weight of the evidence class. So meaning, pabigatan ng ebidensya. Hindi paramihan na useless yung padamihan ng ebidensya kapag hindi naman mabigat. Okay? Hindi naman siya masyadong mataas yung value niya. Okay, so how about naman class kapag sa administrative case? Ano yung kailangan natin para makonvict yung tao under the administrative case? Okay, so actually class, palagi ko itong in-explain sa mga video ko. So I hope na alam nyo to. Okay class, in the administrative case class, kailangan natin ngayon ng substantial evidence. Okay, so sino yung may idea dito? Pag sinabi natin substantial evidence, what is substantial evidence class? Okay, ang substantial evidence, ibig sabihin that is, okay, one word lang class na nagsastart sa letter E. Okay, so bakit walang sumasagot? Hindi nyo alam? Walang idea? Again, pag sinabi natin substantial, no idea, sir. Okay, tandaan niyo class, pag sinabi natin substantial evidence, ibig sabihin nun, enough evidence to convict a person. Again, pag sinabi natin substantial evidence, meaning nun, it is the enough evidence to convict a person. Again, tandaan niyo lang yung enough evidence. Again, ang weight or sufficiency of evidence required or needed to convict a person in a criminal case, kailangan natin ng proof beyond reasonable doubt. In a civil case naman class, preponderance of evidence. Ang administrative case, kailangan naman natin ng substantial evidence or enough evidence to convict a person. Nakuha ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
sige. Next tayo. Okay, so ang meaning class ng tinatawag natin na proof beyond reasonable doubt, of course, it does not mean class such a degree of proof as excluding the possibility of error. Kasi naman, ang judge class, tao lang pa rin yan. Of course, meron pa rin chance na magkakamali siya or meron pa rin instances, of course, na magkakamali siya. So, that produces absolute certainty. So kasi nga, of course, that is prone to error. So pag sinabi natin proof beyond reasonable doubt class, of course, that is the moral certainty is only required. Again, moral certainty is only required. So na-sure talaga class na the degree of proof which produces conviction in unprejudiced mind. So meaning, kahit may error class, kasi siyempre tao lang naman si John, sinisigurado niya na nagbe-base siya doon sa evidence na na-present para magbigay siya ng tinatawag natin na decision niya. Okay? Kasi nga that is the degree of proof which produces conviction in an prejudiced mind. Okay. So yun yung tinatawag natin na meaning of what we call the proof beyond reasonable doubt. Okay, class. So, ibigay nyo ngayon yung imposable penalties. Okay, ano yung imposable natin or ano yung imposable penalties natin, class, in a criminal case? Okay, again, what is the imposable penalties, class, in a criminal case? On the comment section, please. Okay. Conviction. Okay, mali. Sige, any idea? Penalty, mali rin. Okay, so may nakita akong tamang sagot dito. So ang sagot natin dyan, class, kapag sa criminal cases, class, pwedeng ikulong ka, of course, imprisonment, destierro, or of course, worst, yung tinatawag natin na death. Okay, class? So under the imposable crimes, class, under the criminal offense, or in the criminal cases, pwede kang ma-imprison or ibig sabihin, ma-deprive of liberty, destierro, or death. So yan yung mga imposable crimes under criminal case. Then of course, how about naman, class, kapag sa civil case? Ano naman yung magiging punishment? Again, class, under the civil case, ano naman yung magiging imposable penalties mo? Okay, so what is your imposable penalties? Okay, very good. Okay. Of course, class, in the civil cases, you must pay the damages incurred, okay, out of the commission of the crime. So, magbabayad ka ngayon ng mga danyos sa nagawa mong krimen. Kasi again, under the criminal procedure, when you are criminally liable, you are also deemed civilly liable. So, magkukulong ka, and of course, aside from that, magbabayad ka rin ng mga danyos or mga payment of damages. Okay, how about naman, guys, in administrative cases? Okay, so how about naman in administrative cases? Ano naman yung magiging imposable penalty? Okay, so ano yung mga magiging penalty, class, in administrative case? Dismissal. Okay, so, okay, dismissal. Okay, aside from that, ano pa? Okay, sige. Okay, so let's try to answer. So again, ang imposable penalties on the different cases. Tandaan niyo, in a criminal case, of course, ang possible na penalty sa'yo, of course, we have the imprisonment para ma-deprive yung liberty mo. Then aside from that, we have the destierro. Of course, ang destierro class, binibigay yan, that is automatic penalty na binibigay natin sa in case sa crime na concubinage or sa concubine na yung kabit ng of course yung husband kapag na-convict siya sa crime na concubinage. Then of course ang death. Okay, so of course ang death is in the Philippines is temporarily suspended. In the civil case naman, of course, you must pay the damages. Okay, you have incurred. So that is the civil case. And of course, administrative case, class, ang imposable penalty niya pwedeng ma-reprimand ka or ma-suspend sa trabaho. Okay? So yan yung mga imposable penalties. Nakuha ba? Nakuha?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Sige, next tayo. Sige, next. Okay, so dito tayo, class. Okay, ipopost ko dito. Okay, number 1. Okay, number 1 class. So, meron tayong nomenclatures or yung mga pangalan given to the person being processed under the criminal justice system. So, I will throw question, then sagutan niyo sa comment section natin. Okay, so at the police stage, during investigation, anong tawag natin or ano yung nomenclatures na binibigay natin? Okay, sige nga, on the comment section. Ano yung tawag natin sa kanya? Okay. Persons of interest. Okay, very good. So how about number 2? Okay, number 2, at the prosecutor's office during the determination of probable cause or during the preliminary investigation, anong tawag naman natin sa kanya? Kapag sa office of the prosecutor sa class, anong tawag natin doon? Okay. Respondent, yung majority. Okay, tingnan natin mamaya kung perfect yung scores ninyo. How about at the trial of the case, when a case has been filed with court or in court, ano naman ang tawag natin ngayon sa kanya? Okay, bakit may defendant, may accused? Okay, so mamaya malalaman natin. Okay, number 4. Okay, once the court has determined that the accused is guilty beyond reasonable doubt, as charged and the judgment has been rendered, anong tawag natin sa kanya? Prisoner? Prisoner agad kapag mabigyan siya ng final judgment? Okay, number 5. Okay, so number 5, it is only upon undergoing all the process when the person has served the sentence. Anong tawag natin sa kanila? Person deprived of liberty. Okay. Bakit iba-iba yung mga sagot ninyo? Okay, so ito yung mga sagot nila, class. Please check your answers. Okay, class. At the police stage, ang tawag natin, class, during the investigation, that is suspect. Kapag naman sa prosecutor's office, ang tawag natin sa person na or being processed under the prosecutor's office is respondent. Kapag during the trial of the case, when the case has been filed in court, ang tawag natin dyan is convict. And of course, kapag meron na siyang judgment, whether the person is guilty na, of course, that is criminal na ang tawag natin. Okay, so ilan yung score ninyo? 1 to 5. Ilan ba ang nakuha ninyo? Okay, kapag na-serve nyo na, of course, kapag nakalabas na sa class, of course, ang tawag natin dyan is, whether you like it or not, is ex-convict na. Okay, ex-convict. Okay, so of course, maybe it is discriminatory kung pakinggan niyo, but then wala kayong magagawa kasi yan yung tawag. So marami akong naririnig na GOP daw, Graduate of Penal Institution. Huwag kayong maniwala doon. Walang inalabas ang Bureau of Correction or BGMP na nagsasabi that GOP, Graduate of Penal Institution ang tawag. Walang ganong term. Okay, so that is a layman's term lang, class. Okay, that is a layman's term. Ibig sabihin, gawagawa lang yan ng mga tao. Okay, pinapauso lang yan nila. Again, ang term pa rin natin is pwedeng. Okay, yun yung tinatawag natin na ex-convict. O diba? Ex-criminal. Palagi yung naririnig ninyo. Okay, so yun yung mga nomenclatures na binibigay natin or being processed, class, under the criminal justice system. Nakuha ba? Wala kayong violent reaction? Okay? So again, class, kinokorek ko lang yung mga naririnig ninyo na of course, chine-check namin yan kung tama yung mga updates na yan. Pero hindi natin pwedeng sundin kasi again, hindi pa naman yan na-establish. Okay, nakuha ba?
Sir,
Yes,
paano po yung
sir.
PDF?
Ano yun? Ano yun, sir?
Ang PDL, same ra pala sa criminal.
Yes, PDL or criminal. Persons deprived of liberty. Diba? Criminal ka, ibig sabihin class, you are already convicted. Ibig sabihin, you are yung kapag ang penalty na ibibigay sa iyo is imprisonment of course class, ang PDL kasi you are deprived of liberty. So meaning class, ang galaw mo is limited na, hindi na siya yung tinatawag natin na you are not free anymore. So again, ang criminal or PDL, okay lang yan. So tama lang yan class kung yun yung sagot ninyo. Ako ba?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Again class wag niyong isagot yung GOP walang GOP na term. Okay? Based sa memorandum ng Bucor at of course ang BGMP walang ganong term pa ngayon. Okay? So imposible daw na gamitin yan kasi nga wala pa naman. Okay, so ayan. I hope na okay na yung mga ano ninyo. Sorry.
Sir,
Yung
excuse
mga
me, anong term yung sinabi mo, sir? Yung wag gamitin?
ano yun, GOP, Graduate of Penal Institution. Okay, ito yun. Kasi sinabi nila palaging maraming nagtatanong sa akin kung tama ba yung GOP, yung graduate. I-type ko na lang para makita ninyo. Graduate of Penal Institution. Okay.
Oh, sir, mo ko na dong
Institute.
ko kuan.
Oo,
Mo
di
na
ba?
ko sa YouTube. Oh.
Narinig mo sir, di ba? Maraming nagtatanong yan sa akin kung tama ba yung GOP. Okay, tinanong ko rin yung mga friends natin sa Bucor. Then tinawagan ko rin yung sa BGMP kung meron bang talagang GOP na hindi namin alam. Actually class, na kinakausap ko yung mga author, marami akong nakita or kinakausap ko yung mga author sa correction. Sila Ma'am Christy, yung mga lecturers namin, mga national lecturers na kasama ko. Sabi ko, ma, may GOP ba? Sabi niya wala. Okay, tinawagan niya rin daw yung mga friends niya sa Bucor at BGMP kung may GOP kasi maraming pinapauso sa Facebook. Sabi ng Bucor, mga warden doon class at of course sa BGMP, ma'am, walang ganon. Okay, sir, walang ganon kasi nga magsasabi niya, okay, so tawag nito, magkakaroon ng GOP magkakaroon ng GOP kapag may inilabas kaming memorandum na ang tawag na ngayon sa ex-convict is GOP. Okay? So walang ganun daw. Okay? Whether gusto daw natin tawagin na graduate of penal institution pero walang ganun na memorandum kasi again, ang board exam naka-base yan sa batas. Masasabihin natin na GOP yan kapag of course may inilabas ang tinatawag natin na Bucor or BGMP ng memorandum. O di ba? So, maniniwala lang kami, okay, maniniwala lang tayo class kapag may na-cite sila na batas. Tapos titingnan natin kung tama, pero ngayon wala daw. Sinabi lang daw ng lecturer, pinauso niya. Hindi yan pwede. Okay, hindi tayo pwedeng sumagot sa board exam na pinapauso Yung wag niyo yung sinabi din ni Samuel yun GOP tawag niya. Yes, nakita ko yon. Kaya nga ayaw ko kasing gawa ng video kasi nga 'di ba mostly ng content creator binablock na ako kasi kino-correct ko sila. Yung isang content creator binak ako kasi i-correct ko yung felonies and crime. Mali naman talaga siya. Okay? Yung iba naman binablock ako ganito ganyan kasi hindi ko naman intention na i-correct yung mga sinasabi nila. Syempre nakita ko rin yun kay so isang content creator. Ayaw ko rin yung ganun na i-correct siya gawa ng video. Pero everyday natatanggap ko yung mga questions. Sir, may GOP ba? Pero pini-PM ko na lang na wala yung ganito. Okay, kasi nga kapag gawan ko ng video, baka i-block rin ako. Okay, so ganon. Okay, sige lang soon kapag gagawa natin yan ng video. Okay, so soon class gagawa natin ng video pero again class 100% wala pong GOP. Okay? So whether you like it or not, okay? So ang susundin pa rin natin or ang itatawag pa rin natin is ex-convict. Kahit pangit pakinggan, but still yan pa rin. Okay? So sige lang, soon kapag marami akong time class, gagawa natin ng video yan para ma-explain na wala talagang GOP. Okay, so ganun class Pero nakadepende yun sa inyo class. Baka hindi ko naniniwala sa mga sinasabi ko, okay lang sa akin, walang problema Okay, so yun. But then again, gusto ko lang, again, iset yung utak ninyo Kung mali yan, sasabihin kong mali talaga. Okay? Kung nagkamali ako, of course, aminin ko yan na nagkamali ako. Sasabihin ko agad sa inyo na nagkamali ako na-explain ko na ganito, ganyan. Okay, so ganun class. Pero kung walang ganyan, so hindi rin natin pwedeng ipilit. Okay, as of now, wala pong GOP. Okay, so nakuha ba?
Yes,
Nakuha,
sir.
class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
ayan.
Salamat, sir.
Okay, so meron tayong designation of person being heard. Okay, so ganito lang yung tandaan nyo, class. Of course, kapag sa criminal case class, sino yung tinatawag natin? Ano yung tawag natin sa tao na trial and hearing natin under sa criminal case? Anong tawag natin doon, class? Yan ata yung open review is better than secret love. Yes, very good. Tama yon, Bridget. Tama. Okay, sige. Ano yung tawag natin, class? Kapag yung tao under the criminal case, tina-trial and hearing natin, anong counterpart? Okay. So, sir, question lang po, nabanggit mo kagabi ng counterpart ng serious community na before court. Pero bang last day ng lecturer namin, counterpart is court? Ano po talaga? Okay, so ayan, may nagtanong rin sa akin eh. So actually class, that is already community. Dati ang center is court. Okay, kasi wala pa naman si community, pero court eh. Pero again, kung nako-confuse ka class, depende na sa inyo. Kung gusto mong sundin yung sinabi ng lecturer mo, okay lang. Of course, kung gusto mong sundin yung sa akin, okay lang rin. Kasi of course, ina-update rin yan class. Again, ang counter, yung hindi counterpart center or yung tinatawag natin na foundation of the system, that is the community. Pero of course, hindi ko rin mapipilit sa inyo na sundin yung sinabi ko. Okay, but of course, ilang taon na yan na ginagamit namin that community is the center or the cornerstone of the system. Paano ba natin malalaman? Pag sinabi natin cornerstone, di ba? Foundation. Okay? Foundation ba yung core? Of course, hindi. Dati class, kasi wala pa yung community. So, again, ang community, kasi ang explanation dyan, ang offender, nanggaling siya sa community. Of course, kapag nanggaling siya sa community, doon na rin siya babalik. So, that's why ang community talaga ang may impact sa kanya. Okay, kung saan siya nanggaling, yung environment na pinanggalingan niya. So that's why it is considered as the center. Okay? So yan yung tinatawag natin na community. Okay, so as ano sabi niya, court, meron ding ano kagabi sa akin, may nag-PM. But then again, hindi ko pwedeng ipilit class yung in-explain ko. Okay, so kung ano yung paniniwala ninyo or ano yung sinabi ng lecturer. Kaya that's why very contradicting. May sinabi yung lecturer na ganito, may sinabi ako. So, ayan, medyo delikado. Kaya palaging sinasabi, depende na sa inyo kung ano yung paniniwalaan niyo. Okay, so yon. Okay, anong tawag natin ka sa designation of person being heard under the criminal case? Anong tawag natin sa kanya under the criminal case? Okay, so very good. Ang tawag natin dyan sa kanya, of course, the accused. Okay, how about naman kapag sa civil case? Okay, yung pinaprocess natin under the civil case. Okay, anong tawag natin sa pinaprocess natin under the civil case? Okay, so ang tawag natin dyan sa civil case is the defendant. Hindi plaintiff, Okay, so defendant. Okay, how about sa administrative case? Anong tawag natin sa administrative case? Anong tawag natin sa administrative case, guys? Okay, so of course, that is the respondent. Okay, respondent. Again, under the criminal case class, ang tawag natin sa the person being heard is accused. Sa civil case naman, defendant. Sa administrative case naman, that is respondent. Okay, let's proceed na yung class sa tinatawag natin na victim. Okay, designation of victim. Ang tawag natin sa designation of victim. In a criminal case, anong tawag natin ngayon sa victim class? Sige nga, on the comment section. Ano yung tawag natin sa victim under the criminal case? Offended? Bakit may offended ba na term? Offended party. Okay, ang tawag natin dyan is private offended party or the POP. Again, under the designation of victim under the sorry. Okay, tandaan niyo class, under the criminal case, ang tawag natin sa biktima is the private offended party or the POP. Okay, nakuha niyo? That is private offended party. How about in a civil case? What is the designation of victim? Anong tawag natin sa victim class kapag civil case naman? Okay, very good. That is plaintiff. Okay, that is plaintiff. Okay, how about in administrative case? Anong tawag natin sa victim natin? Okay, so anong tawag natin sa victim under administrative case? Okay, so that is complainant. Okay, complainant. So, ganito yung gagawin ninyo para hindi kayo magkamali dito. So, let's have an acronym para, okay, sigurado. Okay, dito class. So, meron tayong ADR, PPC. So, ang ADR, of course, pag yung accused natin under the criminal case, ang tawag natin sa victim under the criminal case is private offended party. Sa civil case, ang tawag natin sa person being heard is defendant. So, ang victim niya is plaintiff. Kapag sa administrative case, ang tawag natin sa person being heard is respondent. So, ang tawag natin ngayon sa victim niya is the complainant. Ulitin natin. So, ang tandaan niyo na acronym dyan is the ADR, PPC. Okay? ADR, PPC para hindi ka magkamali. Again, sa designation of person being heard sa criminal case, ang tawag natin class is accused. Sa civil case, ang tawag natin is defendant. And then administrative case naman, respondent. While in the designation of the victim, ang tawag natin sa criminal case, POP, or the private offended party. In the civil case naman, plaintiff. In the administrative case naman, that is complainant. Nakuha ba? Nasundan ba class? Or ulitin ko? Okay na? Okay na ba? Na-screenshot ninyo yung ano natin? Presentation? Sige lang, balikan nyo mamaya sa recording. Ay, sa recorded lecture. Nakuha na ba? Paki-confirm class kung narinig pa ninyo ako.
Yes po, sir. Yes.
Ano, sir?
Okay, sige. Okay, so ayun na. So tandaan nyo lang yung ADR PPC para mas ma-retain. So hindi nyo makakaligtaan pagdating sa board exam. Okay, so ano ba yung pinag-uusapan class or matters being conducted during trial? Okay, pag sinabi natin arraignment, what is the keyword for arraignment? What is the keyword for arraignment class? Sige nga ilagay nyo sa comment section. Okay, is the... Okay, so arraignment, very good, Baba. So arraignment class, that is the reading or yung pagbasa ng sakdal ng information sa accused. Again, ang arraignment class, that is the reading of information. Ibig sabihin class, babasahan siya ng sakdal whether the person is guilty or not guilty. So that's why ang arraignment class, okay, so tama yan. So that is reading. Okay, how about naman class kapag pre-trial? Okay, kapag pre-trial naman class, ano yung keyword niyo for pre-trial? Okay, what is the keyword for pre-trial on the comment section, please? Okay, what is pre-trial? Pre-trial class, pre-trial. Preliminary hearing. What is preliminary hearing? Okay, pag sinabi natin pre-trial class, tandaan nyo, ang tinitingnan natin dyan, yung keyword natin dyan is the overview of the case. Again, ang pre-trial, that is the overview of the case. Ibig sabihin, during pre-trial class, doon natin pinag-uusapan or doon natin makikita kung ano yung possible na mangyayari sa tinatawag natin na trial. So kasi nga, pre-trial, before trial. So sa pre-trial class, doon minamarkahan yung mga ebidensya, doon rin nagkakandak, okay, doon din nililista class yung mga evidence na ipipresent ngayon sa during trial. Kasi hindi ka pwede mag-present class ng mga ebidensya or yung mga witnesses mo class kapag hindi dumaan ngayon sa pre-trial. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na pre-trial order. Yun yung nilalabas. So meaning, so yan lahat ng mga evidence, lahat ng mga witnesses na ipipresent nyo during trial, dyan pag-uusapan ngayon sa pre-trial. Nakuha ninyo? Nakuha ba? Kaya again, ang pre-trial, that is the overview of the case. Again, ang pre-trial class, that is the overview of the case. But don't worry, under the criminal procedure, we will explain it on detail, yung tinatawag natin na pre-trial or the overview of the case. Okay. So then of course, we have the trial. So ano yung keyword class ng trial? Kasi di ba sinabi ko kanina that pre-trial is the overview of the case. So how about naman yung tinatawag naman natin na trial? Okay. So of course, ang that is proper. Okay, that is wrong. Okay. Sige. Examination. Okay, very good, JB. Saan mo nabasa yung JB, yung examination, or saan mo narinig? So pag sinabi nating trial class, of course, that is examination in court. Okay? Whether the person is guilty or not guilty. Again, pag sinabi nating trial, that is the examination in court class. Whether the person is guilty or not guilty of the crime. So again, yan yung tinatawag natin na trial. Okay? That is examination in court. Whether the person is guilty or not guilty of a particular crime. Okay? So, yan. Nakuha ba? So, again, pag sinabi natin trial, that is the examination in court. Okay? Examination in court. Okay, nakuha. Nakuha ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
next. Okay, ano naman yung keyword natin, class, for judgment? Okay, pakilagay nga yung keyword natin for judgment. Verdict. Okay, bakit may mga final decision, may mga verdict, and so on? Okay, mali yan, class. Okay, ganito ha. Tandaan niyo ang judgment class, huwag niyong palitan. Hindi naman define ng criminal procedure natin that judgment is a decision, that judgment is a verdict. Actually, class, ang judgment ay ang decision or yung verdict, that is only a secondary explanation, class. Okay, ang pinaka-term talaga natin, class, or ang pinaka-right term natin for judgment class, that is the adjudication. Again, the adjudication of the court whether the person is guilty or not guilty of a particular crime. So again, ang judgment, that is the adjudication whether the person is guilty or not guilty. Okay, nakuha ba? So yan yung tinatawag natin na adjudication or yung judgment. Nakuha ba? Nakuha na? Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next, of course, we have the appeal. Okay, how about appeal, class? Ano yung tinatawag natin na appeal? Okay, so how about appeal? Okay, so very good. So the case was elevated from the lower court. Of course, itataas natin yan sa upper court. So that's why it is elevation or elevated, or the case was elevated. Okay, so yan, nakuha ninyo again, pag sinabi nating arraignment, that is a reading. Pag sinabi nating pre-trial, that is the overview of the case. Pag sinabi nating trial, examination, ang judgment naman, adjudication, and ang appeal, that is the elevation of case. Okay, class. So, meron akong tanong, class. Please answer on the comment section, ha? Okay, what is the start of the trial? Sige nga, ano yung start of the trial? Okay. Bakit may pre-trial, may arraignment? Ano ba talaga yung start of trial? Okay, so again, pag sinabi nating what we call the start of the trial class, again, ang start, bakit may arrested? Saan nyo kinukuha yung mga sagot nyo, class? Okay, bakit reading? Tandaan nyo, class, ang start of the trial, that is arraignment. Again, tandaan niyo ang start of the trial, start of the trial. Bakit saan nyo kinukuha o pinupulot yung mga sagot nyo? Of the trial is arraignment. Arraignment. Okay, how about naman, class, yung end of the trial? Ano yung end of the trial, class? Kasi di ba sinabi ko arraignment is the start of the trial. So, kailan naman or saan naman mag-i-end yung trial natin? Judgment. Okay, very good. So, of course, ang tawag natin dyan, the judgment is the end of the trial. Okay, judgment is the end of the trial. Okay, take note ka sa ang spelling ng judgment, walang letter E. J-U-D-G-M-E-N-T, judgment. Okay? So that is the judgment. Again, ulitin ko ang arraignment. That is the start of the trial. And the judgment class, that is the end of the trial. Nakuha ninyo? Nakuha ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sige, next. Okay, so sige, next. Okay, class. Dito tayo ngayon, class, sa correction. Okay, sa correction class, okay, so a correction class, that is the weakest component of our Philippine criminal justice system. So sa correction class, sinasabi, it is considered as the weakest component. Dito tayo mag-i-end class sa correction, na. Kasi correction ay, of course, para bukas, i-explain natin yung community. Okay, so community, then yung some important ano dito na ang CGS. So again, pag sinabi natin correction, that is the weakest component of our criminal justice system. Kasi nga, ano yung purpose or ano yung reason behind that? They fail to rehabilitate offenders. Again, ang reason na kinakonsidered natin, class, yung correction as the weakest component kasi nga, it is considered as they fail to rehabilitate offenders. So meaning, nagkaroon pa rin or yung tinatawag natin na they fail to rehabilitate, meaning pagbalik sa community, nag-commit na naman ng another crime, continuous yung pag-commit ng crime. So that's why ino-considered siya as the weakest component of our Philippine criminal justice system. Okay, so ano yung ngayon, class, ang traditional goal of correction? Yung sinaunang panahon, class, ano ba yung traditional goal of correction? Okay, so ano yung traditional goal ng correction? Okay, so what is the traditional goal of correction? Okay, so that is... Okay, so again, ang sagot natin dyan is retribution, class. Again, ang sagot natin dyan, traditional ang pinag-uusapan natin kasi wala pa dating rehabilitation, wala pa dating reformation, class. Kaya nga, traditional. Okay? So yung sinaunang panahon, class, ang traditional goal of correction or yung purpose ng correction, class, is kung ano yung crime na na-commit mo, yun rin yung magiging kabayaran ng punishment mo. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Sabihin, kung halimbawa nang rape ka, of course puputulin na rin yung ari mo. So yan yung dati class. That is, of course, naka-base yan class. Yung kay King Hammurabi Code, yung the law of talons, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Okay, so that is the traditional goal of correction in class. That is retribution. Yes, that is the harsh punishment. Okay, so yun yung kay the law of talons. Okay, harsh punishment ang ipinapatupad dati class. Okay, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Okay, so next question tayo. So how about naman class, kapag tinanong sa board exam, what is the modern goal of correction sa ngayon class? Okay? What is the modern goal of correction sa ngayon? Okay, ano yung modern goal ng correction natin? Okay, so that is what we call the punishment and rehabilitation. Isa lang class, isa lang. Rehab. Okay, saan yung kinukuha yung mga rehab na yan? Treatment? Saan nyo naman pinulot yung treatment class? Okay, some answers. Rehabilitate, reintegration. Okay, so again class, kasi nga nagkamali yung sagot nyo kasi hindi nakapokus o hindi nyo nabasa yung Bucor Act o yung tinatawag natin na BGMP manual. Okay, ang sagot natin dyan class is reformation. Again, ang sagot natin dyan, reformation for the purpose of course of rehabilitation. So again, ang purpose niya or ang modern goal ngayon ng correction class is the reformation for the purpose of rehabilitation. So ma-rehab yung ating offender. Okay, so reformation for the purpose of rehabilitation. Okay, then of course, we have the two correctional approaches in the Philippines class. Of course, alam na alam niyo yan. We have the institutional correction and of course, we have the non-institutional correction. So sa institutional correction class, ibig sabihin, kapag the person is convicted of a particular crime, so meaning class, sa institutional correction, ikukulong ka talaga. So meaning, kaya 'di ba, maglamas rehas ka talaga. So ibig sabihin, ikukulong ka talaga sa selda. So ang institutional correction class, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is the BGMP and the Bureau of Correction. Of course, kapag sa BGMP class, sila yung namamahala sa mga jails natin class, whether city, municipal, or district jails. Pag sinabi naman nating prison, of course, under the Bureau of Correction. So ang sa jail class, ibig sabihin nun, ang penalty na binibigay ng batas kapag yung penalty is more than 3 years, of course, that is the jurisdiction of the prison or yung Bureau of Correction. Kapag naman less than 3 years, of course, jurisdiction niya ng jail. Take note class, under the DILG class, nakihiwalay yung tinatawag natin na provincial jails. Kasi ang provincial jails class, that is the direct supervision and control dyan, ang namamahala dyan is the provincial government or the LGU or the local government unit. So again, nakaseparate yan sa tinatawag natin na PJMP. Okay? So again, sa institutional correction, of course, isi-serve niya talaga yung punishment or penalty niya class doon sa selda as part of his punishment. Kasi nga, di ba, tatawagin siya as the PDL, Persons Deprived of Liberty. Okay, whether you are kapag sa jail, of course, 3 years below, and of course, yung sa prison naman, of course, yung 3 years up kasi nga sub-U for yan. Okay. Then of course, yung non-institutional correction naman class or yung tinatawag natin, ano yung other term class for non-institutional correction? Okay, ilagay nyo nga sa choice or sa comment section, ano yung other term for non-institutional correction? Okay, so what is non-institutional correction? Ano yung other term niya? Okay, very good. So that is community-based treatment. Okay, ibig sabihin, yung convicted individual, instead of serving the sentence in prison, okay, isi-serve niya ngayon yung kanyang sentensya class or yung sentence na binigay ng korte doon sa community kung saan siya nanggaling. So, of course, under the non-institutional correction class, pwede kang in a form of probation, in a form of parole, or pwedeng in a form of conditional pardon. So meaning, meron ka pa rin conditions or meron ka pa rin rules and regulations na dapat sundin kapag you will be permitted sa tinatawag natin or pwede kang ano natin, okay, yung under the non-institutional correction class. So again, ulitin ko as a summary, ang correction class, that is the weakest component. Ang reason behind bakit tinawag siya as the weakest component, kasi nga they fail to rehabilitate offenders. So meaning, ang nangyayari, they are prone to the recommission of the crime. Nakukumit or nagkukumit na naman siya ng another crime. Then of course, ang modern goal ng correction natin class is reformation for the purpose of rehabilitation. Then of course, we have the two correctional approaches in the Philippines. We have the institutional and the non-institutional correction. Ang institutional correction class, of course, we have sa jail and of course sa prison natin. And of course, ang non-institutional correction, instead of serving the sentence in prison, isi-serve niya ngayon sa community kung saan siya nanggaling. Okay? So yan yung tinatawag natin na two correctional approaches in the Philippines. Okay? So bukas, tatapusin na natin ang CGS class. Then para on the next following days, of course, ang i-discuss ko na naman is mag-proceed muna tayo class sa criminal procedure. Okay, ilalas natin class o ipapahuli natin si book 2 kasi ang book 2 is ano siya, maraming question doon sa book 2 para mas na-focus natin. So after ng PCGS natin class, mag-proceed agad tayo sa criminal procedure. Okay, sa criminal procedure. So I hope marami kayong naintindihan ngayong gabi. So dapat i-review nyo to ulit para pasok na pasok. Okay? So na-print na ba yung binigay ko na mga soft copy, yung sa natin sa CLJ? Na-print yun na class? Wala pa?